So yeah, so it's been really, really busy. So now I was short on a few parts. I get it, you were right, I was wrong. He didn't die. You can save yourself absolutely hours. So I'll tidy that bit up right now, and then we are all good to go. How many houses do you get like that? Not many. So it's been very, very stressful. Don't do what I did, because I was an idiot. What the hell are you doing? Like, seriously? Yo, morning, welcome to the channel. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update of where we're at on this job, because it's been a little bit chaotic. Choking. We've also had, obviously got a lot of holidays at the minute. We've got Steve-O is off, Jim is off, we've got lads on the other site, which is a massive one. Oh, it's just never ending. Never ending. So today we've got to be getting on with trying to get things as prepped as possible for plastering. So in here we've got first fix sorted. So as you've seen from a previous video, we've got all the first fix all in. So now I was short on a few parts, hence the delivery I've just took of all my dry liners. So they're all cut in. So I've got Jack stripping downstairs. Steady yourself. He's doing a bit of wallpaper stripping right now, prepping for more plastering work. But I thought I'd just give you a little update and a little show you around. We're going to start getting some of the cables tidied up a little bit, because I think it's all about planning on this job. And you have to plan about 50 steps further ahead from now. Because once this is closed off, all this floor is all closed off, I cannot get anywhere else. So let's go through all the planning. So in here is another bedroom that is all ready to go. We've got a window to chop in. That will be nice and straightforward. But from here, we've then got all the loft conversion that all needs to be sorted. So up there, I need to make sure I've got power, lighting, internet, all up that in that area. So we've got a comms room, which is just on here. So as you can probably gather, there is a hell of a lot of networking that's going to be going in. So that is just the start of it. That's all in that area. So this here is going to be closed across. And then this is basically going to be a comms room. In amongst that, it's just reminded me now, so I've just took delivery of a bit more of the Cat 6. There is some Wi-Fi extenders which are going to go into the ceiling, so I just need to clarify with the client where he wants those as well. I've got 6 points downstairs in here in the lounge. So just to this point here, we have 6 data points. We've also got full audio that's going in here. We've also had to batten down the ceilings to take in account for the new ceiling speakers that are all going in. Like I said, if you followed this journey on this particular build right from the start, and on that note, if you haven't subscribed, link is in the corner, turn notifications on, you can see this whole journey as all the way through. We did say and we did promise you there was going to be absolutely tons and tons of wiring going on and all sorts of stuff. Probably the biggest wiring to do with audio, networking to date. So yeah, so there's absolutely tons and tons going on. So Jack, there's a lot of prep work that's been going on, like I say, behind this. So what you would have seen on some of the other videos, how to do all the chasing, all the rest of it. So just in this corner here, we have got another power supply, then we're going to have data, which we can put in a minute. And also on the right hand side, we've got audio, and then matched up on the other side, there's a little bit of chasing to do at the very, very top there on that lintel. So yeah, so it's been really, really busy. So what we're going to do, I think me and you, you can join me while Jack's stripping in the corner. Look at him, loves it. So me and you are going to whack in some Cat 6 right now, and then we'll lead that back to that comms room. So Cat 6, just going to quickly run through this. So you may find out what's it actually for. This is actually for data transfer. So we're going to be using that here for a hardwired network, because it is quite poor, the actual network here, for all the Wi-Fi stuff. And you imagine if you open your phone right now and go through everything that is connected to your Wi-Fi, I imagine it's a lot. So what we're trying to do in this property is minimize the use of the Wi-Fi system, and obviously, so things like where your telly is, if you have got audio systems, you're into gaming, the more stuff you can have hardwired, the absolutely better. So on here, the difference between Cat 6 and Cat 5 is the Cat 6 is essentially, it's a twisted pair, same with Cat 5, but you've also got your separation in between. It's like a shield to stop any interference, I believe, in between it all. So for those guys who are massively into data and love all that, I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong in the description below, like you normally do. So yeah, so that is basically what it is. So it's been spec'd for Cat 6, which is kind of what we use. So Cat 5, you use that on your, so if you've got cameras and you put power over Ethernet, so if you put in security cameras outside, you use Cat 5's fine for doing that, which is quite often. If you buy a kit that's pre-wired, that's usually what's in there. So yeah, thought I'd give you a little rundown on what Cat 6 is. Little tip, always label it up, both ends, because it's amazing when you come to do like here, like there's going to be a probably a rack or something that's going to be going in this cupboard. It is really annoying if you don't label it up, and you can save yourself absolutely hours. Now I think all of these ends are going to be into modules anyway, but I'm going to leave it long for now. One, because it's funny with Sean when he does the plastering, because he will always moan and say it's too long, what are you doing? And really want to cut them off. And I do find that quite amusing. You didn't hear that, Jack. You keep that one quiet. And also, because if they're not going into a module, which I bet they will be, we can always cut it shorter. So it's nothing, so same principle as the rest of the cables up here. Just using the banding strap, tie it all in. In fact, I think there's 2 on every, the client wants 2 at every point actually, saying that. So I just need to double check that, because I just double check. There might be 2 cables going in here, but at the minute there's 1. But remember, label up. Perfect, just a Sharpie. Okay, so at the minute, so as predicted, it was 2 down, basically down there. There was 2 down there. So this wall, just to keep everyone in the loop, that wall is coming out. This is coming out because this is all what they call stramit, which is, you know, like the 3 little pigs and the straw walls, which is this beautiful, lovely, lovely wall. Now, all these are going, but you may notice there's a bit of hair on there because yesterday I had a bit of a boo-boo and slashed my head open and properly sculpted it because I was putting those cables in, and then I leant back and took all a massive chunk of my head open. It's all split open. It's very, very sore, so that sucks. So the reason why I've just put those cables up like that for now is because we don't know, I want them out of the way, so when all the walls get taken down, I probably won't be here when those come down, so I don't want any of those damaged. So in the comms room, we have got its own 16 amp circuit that's going in. There'll be lighting going up because this is upstairs in the loft. So let me just take you up here. This is going to be a really, really exciting part of the whole build. So we haven't done this. We haven't done anything up here whatsoever. We are now inheriting this job because the builder who did all this is no longer here. That sounded like he died. He didn't die, he just wasn't very good. So we have taken it on and we are now sorting it all out. So there's a lot to do up here. First, well, one of the first things we've got to do, sort out very, very quickly. That is supposed to be the stairwell for obviously the new staircase that's coming up. Wrong, that is wrong, diddly wrong. So we now have to bring that floor back as well, 500mm, and amongst that we've got to sort all this lot out. So if you may gather, there is a hell of a lot of cables which are all going to come out, apart from where you see some nice neat little bundles, because like I said at the start of the video, all about planning. We've got to make sure we have everything up here. So one of those is for the bedroom in here, one of those is for over this way for the back end of the house. We've got intermediate switches which are going to be coming up because there's a wall here, which is that little bundle, that one. There's loads, absolutely loads, but we're not concerned too much about this at the minute because this is on the next phase, but I do need to make sure I have everything up, out of the way, ready to go. So yeah, it's an absolute nightmare. But I think I've figured out what the customer does for a job, because they're a little bit elusive. What can I say? We're talking about networks, and as you may gather, there's a hell of a lot of network points coming in here. And I said to the customer, hey, what do you want network-wise up here? 1, 2 ports? No, I want 10. 10? Yep, that's right, 10. 10 it is. Okay, so I think he's a spy. I reckon he works for MI5, right? Because if not, if you don't, this video doesn't go out, you know that's true, and I've been notified. So yeah, so there's 10 up here that I've got to put in, and I've got to put them in such a way that they, and I don't know the exact location at the minute because everything's secret. So I've just got to make them really long. So yeah, so we're gonna get on with that and sort all that lot out, which is great fun. So incoming 10 data points. So I've just been in the loft and I've located where it is now, well, where the comms room is. So what I was thinking of how am I going to get this up there. So I've just moved a bit of the insulation back, and we're going to go through this stud wall and just get everything fired up, because there's not really any other, there's no better way, and then we'll have to run them through all the engineered joists later on. Okay, so we've used a 25mm spade bit, which is that one, to run through. That should be sufficient for those 10. Now it's important, if you are running data, make sure that you don't run that in amongst your power lines. Same with any audio, all that sort of stuff, because you cannot have the two mixed together. So you will find nowhere in this build where you've got the live feed, so that's 240 volts, run through with all your data. So what I'm going to do, now I don't normally hold the mic like this, is like, yeah, hello, welcome to the pod. Don't normally do that, but I've got to charge it, it's going flat, that's why I'm doing it. Don't even know why I need to explain myself, it is what it is. So what I'm going to do, and I think it's ingenious, I'm going to run one out, and then I'm going to pull it back out, and then I'm going to make loads of them to get them all up in one go. Because what you could do, but I haven't, is bought loads of boxes of these, but because I don't do that much of the data work, that would be a waste of money, because these come as a 305 metre drums, and I don't do enough data to warrant buying more than one. So we'll run one out, we'll make it super long, and then I'll start making 10 more of them, and then they can go off in any direction they want in the command centre. You know what I'm saying? Whew. Right, let's get that done. Well, that was a bit of a headache, wasn't it? So, got all them sorted. Now, where I'm at right now is all of those cables down there have all got to get up in here. So what I've done, now full disclaimer, I was ambitious, to say the least, that I was going to get all of those 10 in the 25mm. Ambitious, optimistic, ridiculous. You make up your decision, leave it in the comments below, because you're probably going, oh, I called that, he's never going to get all them 10 through, and I get it, you were right, I was wrong. So we've had to buzz a bigger hole through there, and that's fine. So I've taped them all up, now they're all labelled up, we've got L1 to 10 on here, labelled both ends, because it is, you can bail them out obviously, but it's just easier, just do it this way, and you'll save a lot of time. So what I've then done is, we'll jump back up into the loft. So it's very hot and steamy, and that is because of Jack doing his thing. So what we've got is the cables are all brought up like to here, and in amongst here there's all the markings of, you know, L1 to 10 on here. So they will get covered up and leave them like this, so then they won't get rubbed off or anything else. Obviously it's a permanent mark, you'll see a little bit like there, look. So I'm going to pull all that up now, I can sit you on here, and then you can kind of gauge where all of these are going to go. So I believe in miracles, you sexy beast. So the plan is, what I've left them long enough, they will literally go anywhere amongst here. So because I don't know the exact location, I'm going to throw them back down the Julio. This is where I pull them up too far, and then all of a sudden I've got nothing down there, and that would be very embarrassing, wouldn't it? Oh, you know how to run networks, but don't do that. Nope, we are good to go. About 10 miles still to go. Oh, she felt like she'd popped off. No, I think we're still good. So, like I say, I've made them really long for this reason. Now I might need to go up again and drop them out, but this is why, because essentially now I can go all the way over here if need be. So I think the command center, that's right, command center, I think it's going to be over there, where we, alter the satellites and all that lot from over there. So what I'm going to do, coil them all up and then leave them so they're not in the way when we come to do all the studs and all that lot. But yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? It is a lot. I think there's like a 48-way rack or something going in here, and you can imagine they're going to be pretty much all well used. So a hell of a lot going in. But hey, what the customer wants, what he specifies, he gets. And if it's anything like the rest of this build, it is massively, massively over-engineered, which is actually a refreshing change. You may think that's actually a pain in the arse, but it really isn't. It's actually a refreshing change because most customers want everything as cheap as possible, and not the case here. They want the best possible. So that's why we are here, to sort this lot out. And yeah, so it's nice actually, isn't it? Let's be honest. How often is it that you guys do something and go, I wish that I worked for a customer who just wanted everything done right, and it's not actually about the budget so much, it's about getting the proper job done. How often is that? And how we do things, right? This is going on to a bit of business chat now, right? So how we do things as a business, right? We have almost like a grading system for customers. So if you are sat there now watching this and you're running your own business, whether that's a one-man band or not, right, is do you do this where you think, actually, if I actually graded customers, so an A grade customer, for example, would be somebody who knows exactly what they want, listen to what you advise them, very, very detailed and everything, and pay instantly. That is what we would call an A grade customer. Now these are your dream. This is what you constantly want to work for, and that's the A grade, and then you do more work for one A grade. They generally hang around with more A grades. That's how it works, yeah? So that's not to say you're going to get A grades every time, because it doesn't work like that. That's not how business works. So when you're thinking of your B customer, so a B customer, I know this is completely off data stuff, but this is more into the business stuff. Now I'll go more into this in our membership channel, right? So a B customer would be more of someone who is a little bit unsure what they want, can change their mind a little bit, and a little bit slow on the payments, but do pay, right? They're just a little bit gentle nudge. So they would be what we would call like a B customer. A C customer, who is for us would be a massive pain in the backside, doesn't have a clue what they want, but know everything. Don't pay on, you're constantly having to chase and remind you. Hence the reason why you get a scale. So if that C customer might all of a sudden, for all we know, something might be going on, it's not been open and honest, and apologises, things go back, you do another job for them, and they absolutely bang on, know exactly what they want, paid on time, they may get promoted into a C customer. Now, I know you might be thinking that's really arrogant. It's really not. It's actually business. What you're trying to aim for is to get into those A's and B customers all the time. Because you get into a nice network of A and B's, your life is automatically a whole lot easier, lot less stressful, and you're promoting yourself as a premium company like we are. And I honestly can say that quite comfortably. I think we're for this area, the best company in the area, hands down, for customer service, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, so think about it. How many A customers do you have, and what are you going to do to change that? Maybe think about that. So I know, yeah, completely off topic, but yeah, if you want to know more about the business side of things and how we do things, then like I say, there is a membership program that's on. Find it on the main part of the channel and sign up to that. And yeah, there's loads of stuff going on for all that that's being built as we speak. So anyway, back downstairs. This is how it all is at the minute. So we just need to sort of tidy all this up a little bit, and then we can leave it there because we don't know exact location of everything right now, but obviously I don't want to leave it like that because it looks really unsightly. So I'll tidy that bit up right now, and then we are all good to go. We can tape it all up. Like I say, you can see on here, markings. So markings on here, we've got L6 on this one. Hopefully you can zoom in all right on there. So L6 and L2, so got to make sure they don't ever get washed off. All right, the cables are now all bundled up there, and then I've got where Jackie's just finishing off the steaming down there. There's another 2 data points that need to go in. I'm pretty sure. Double check that. It's I'm pretty sure there's another 2 actually there. But yeah, so there's absolutely tons and tons of points. But I think because on the other side of this wall, other side of that one, there is a, what are you going to call it, dining room, eventually it's going to be. So there's more data that needs to go that end. So I need to put a load in. So I'm just going to go and double check with the client and see how many he wants leading out that way. But it is a lot of data. It's very data heavy, this video, but 2 seconds, I'm going to go and find out. Right, can't find him. It looks like he's probably popped off on some sort of mission or something. Very not sure where he is. So, day 68 of running cable. Mikey's starting to lose his head. So I'm going to put in provisions for 2 in that room, likely to turn into. So I'm going to put 2 more down there. Where Jack is, I've got a feeling it's not data. I think it's just audio going out the corner. But like I say, he's on a mission, so I can't find out. I'll find out later on once he's done what he needs to do. So yeah, so I'm going to run another 2 in over there, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll be everything data-wise that we need. So you can probably gather on this wall here, we have got an absolute ton. Now, he has ordered some, I think he's called it by-wire audio cable that's got to go in for that centre channel, but it's come and it's just awful the way they've wrapped it. So it's damaged and all sorts. So anywho, that's all got to be then redone. So that centre one is going to have loads of cables coming out of that for all the audio, because here there is going to be a big media unit at some stage with a telly that comes out from the ground to match the job. Very James Bond-esque, and I like it. I do like that. It's something a little bit different, like I say. It is very good. So we're going to chuck the cables through there, and we can then just, like I say, hopefully wrap up the data. Okay, so data is done as far as I'm concerned, and that will probably mean I'll need more to put in. But I think that's it. I think we have done for now. Fingers crossed. We are done with those. So now what we're going to do is going to get on with these dry liners, get some of those in. Oh no, just remember there's 2 more. Oh, there's 2 more. 2 more to go in, which I had forgotten about. And the reason why, because I've just picked up these dry liners, and that's what's reminding me, because in the back of here, so obviously in this bedroom here, I'm going to put that double socket in with data. It's the reason why I've got these. So that essentially is going to go, well, not there, but lower down. And another 2 data there. Whew. Right, so let's get that cut in. But yeah, we'll put these dry lining boxes on. And now you'll notice, if you haven't seen the previous videos, all the walls as well are additionally ply lined as well. So they are ply lined and boarded. Both sides they will be eventually, and insulated. How many houses do you get like that? Not many. Okay, so we'll just run through this quickly with you. So we've got 450 millimeters from the floor to the bottom, which is that line there. We've got our circuit coming in. So this is a 16 amp radial circuit. So you might be thinking, oh, actually it's a ring because we've got 2 wires in, but we haven't. It's an in and basically an out, and then it is a 16 amp anyway. and we've got our 2 data points that come through. So on this job, you may be thinking, why the hell are you doing radials a lot? So we have done radials for the majority of this whole project, and the reason behind it is because we can then break the rooms down a lot more, which is great, because like we can get these 2 rooms energized, we can then get like the library energized, we can then get that room energized. So because obviously, you know, we've got to do these in stages and try and get things back on as fast as possible, radials are the way forward for us anyway, as a general rule. The faster for testing. Everything now is so energy efficient that we don't really need to worry too much about the rings. The only place we put rings in now really is in the kitchen because of the high loading that we have. And now I've got Jack down here. He's finally finished the steaming. So I've now got Jack on another job. So Jack is now sorting out some of the cabling and tidying up, because obviously we've been hammering cables through. So on here, one of his jobs that he's going to be sorting out for me at some point is he's going to be cutting out the ply lining, which will then look a little bit like this. So the reason why we cut out the ply lining, because obviously for the wings on the dry liners, whew, mouthful, don't get fouled up on these, because if you don't do that, they get in the way, they don't go all the way back, and it's very annoying. So essentially, that is going to be recreated on that, and then that is all going to be plastered. Jack is now doing bits like this, so he's now going to start clipping up, because we've got our basically final positions as such for all the cables. They are all in. So we have got, on this one, we've got first floor intermediate light, and we've also got our library 2-way, which is like that way. On there, that is very complex. Nothing about the installation here has been straightforward. So it's been very, very stressful. Then we've got to insulate all these and all the rest of it. So they're all in. So I think we are happy. Like I say, Jack is going to be going around clipping everything up to make sure all the cables are all nice and tight, and tape. He wants some tape. Yeah, actually, saying this, if you can see this, so there you go, there's the tape. So that, I don't know whether you can see that or not. So I've had a load of people message me about the pouch, you know, cheeky. A little bit cheeky that, isn't it? So about the actual pouch, right? The pouch that I have is wicked. So this is made by Halterforce. There is a link in the description below, I believe. So you can use the affiliate link through that, and you can go and pick that up. But it's brilliant, I'll be honest with you, I love it. It's a really nice, straightforward pouch. And then on this side, it's my old school Makita one, which actually had like a drill holster thing, but I just tend to find it works really well for me. A couple of little bits, throw my snips in there, and job's a good one, because obviously with all the summer as what it is right now, it is absolutely roasting. I don't tend to like having all the pockets, and at the end of the day, and when I have a break, I can just strip off, you know what I'm saying? Cheeky. So the stapler of choice is the Milwaukee. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit, really, really like that. It's actually really, really powerful, so it's good because you can get it into normal size joists like so. Get her in, and if you want to use a rough measurement guide, sort of heel to the nose of that, and then sort of go again, do you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. But yeah, I've obviously got this one, and I've also got the DeWalt version. So pros and cons on both. The pros for the Milwaukee, I would say, is more powerful, and the staples hold in better. It's not sponsored by them whatsoever. Wish it was. But it's really not. But yeah, staples hold in better. It pinches the cables better. The only downside, I would say, is just getting hold of the staples. If, like I say, because I can be completely honest and transparent with all this, because it's not been paid for by them whatsoever, so I can give you an honest review on it. Wicked. The only thing is, like with the DeWalt one, a little bit less powerful. The staples fall out a little bit, and they're a little bit like feeble when you put them in. I haven't got it here to show you, but they're a little bit more feeble. If you've got one, you'll understand what I mean. So when you slide it shut, you tend to have to put your finger in there just to guide the staples, and then it doesn't, like, you know, sort of end itself. But the staples, I find, are actually a lot easier to get hold of. So swings and roundabouts, but I prefer that one over the other one by a country mile. But yeah, it is good. Like, both of them are good in fairness. So if you are looking for a stapler and you've all got DeWalt, then don't think not to buy it. It's actually really good, but it's just pros and cons on both. Since we had all our stuff stolen from out of Lou's van, we've now gone down the road of DeWalt for him, so I've given that over to Lewis, and Lewis uses that one. Hence the reason why my stuff's Milwaukee, hence the reason why I've ended up with bought that one. So yeah, so I have got both. Greedy. Just as I thought I was done with all the data, we've finally located and tracked down our resident spy. Yeah, so I've asked him whether he wants 10s in there, 10s in the loft. We have 10, that's right, 10 data points. He's chuckling, I can hear him, he's chuckling. And I said, look, we've got 10 up there, are we all good? Are we all good? That is enough, isn't it? Oh no, what about the 2 others? So we've got 12! 12! So 12 are in. So we've whacked those all in. They are super long because they will go into the other side. So yeah, so there's loads and loads of data. So, you know, for harnessing and altering the satellites, I'm sure, is what it's needed for. So Jack is now just cut out the hole here for the light switch, so that can go back into here. Like so, very neat. So that can go in there. And then I thought, right, I've got to start getting on looking at this plumbing, because the cabling is pretty much there. So now I'm going to look at all, like, I say the plumbing. The plumbing has been done by moi, yours truly. Like I said, there is other videos and stuff where we have got a new toy, and it is this, the Nova Press press gun. Now, it's something I've been after for a couple of years now, and obviously the reason behind it, super quick, super efficient, and also I can train the other lads to use it. Again, super quick, super efficient. So Jim is now more than competent on using it, which means I don't have to do the plumbing because I hate it. I think it's just bred into us as a natural sparky why we don't like plumbing. So here we are. So I've now got to do a couple of these little stub bits, which is this bit here. So we've not pressed any of this yet, so I thought I'd just show you this while we're doing it for you Sparky fans wanting to learn about the dirty side of plumbing. So radiators coming out the wall. So we've gone 150 high to the centre of the pipe, and with the press fit is genuinely really good. So it's a big investment, don't get me wrong, but for us it means I can then pass the plumbing stuff from one person to another who's been trained to use this and go, hey, there you go, you crack on, do your worst. So with this, what I would say is a really good tip that I had from my mate Mark, this is MJ Tiff Plumbing. Very local lad to me as well. He's fantastic at plumbing, but he raved about this, so obviously we've been chatting back and forwards, went for this one, and he said, look, when we put in the fittings on, make sure that you mark the end of it, so obviously on the pipe there. So I've marked it with a Sharpie, because you can then keep a guide of when you've crimped it, you know exactly that it's not slipped out, because that was a problem that he found originally. And yeah, so it's sort of drilled in. So that's what we've done on every single one of the fittings, like all the way up there and all the way through the house. So we're going to press this one together. So press fit. So Jack wants to get in on the action. Jack is literally just there, and he's not seen this toy either. So what we're going to do, we're going to take that off there because it'll make life a bit easier for now. So we'll get our jaws in. Make sure that's, again, on the mark. Make sure we're all good. Press your button first, and it's sort of like activates it, we're going to call it that. Press and hold. That is that. There's a button at the back, press that, and it then releases the jaws. Now that will not come loose, you can't rotate it, so make sure it's right first time. Don't do what I did, because I was an idiot, and I was like, oh, I'll just check that. Ran my finger round, and there's generally a little bit of a sharp edge, which is there. And you can't see it now, it's just healed up. I slashed my finger and I cried like a little baby. So onto this one now. So obviously we're going to have it pointing out square to where we need it, because there is no adjustment on this. So we'll clamp it on. I've already marked that pipe, so I know where it needs to be. And you do get one shot at these.
And there you have it. One press fit, fitting, done, ready for the radiator.
So just had a little convo with Jack. So Jack obviously just watched that. Didn't you, Jack?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And he's blown away by that. Jack didn't even know it was a thing, the old press fit. So, I mean, he really spends a lot of time on the internet not looking at tools. That's all I can say.
Wow.
So the Nova Press is brilliant. Like I say, I was just trying to explain to Jack, because he said, what, we've got no soldering, no nothing. I says, no, they've got no soldering. You don't need to do anything. That is it. That is the finished product. So I've put a push fit end on for now because, like I say, we've got to pressurise all the system before the floors are all boarded. Yeah, ceilings, sorry, are all boarded and everything else like that. So I've just got the rest of the radiators, which I'll do on Monday to go through. But I thought I'll just show you this one, get this one done, just so it's really annoying that when everybody else walks past, they catch their ankle on that, which is brilliant fun. But yeah, so if you are looking at press fit, it took me like genuinely a couple of years to really pluck up the courage and dive into it. But man, I wish I'd done it sooner. It is so good, so honestly so good. Really, really good, efficient kit. Fittings are expensive, that's why don't rush it. Make sure you get it all right, mark it up, and yeah, just let it rip. So for those plumbers, right, I don't get this. So if you're a actual plumber, not me, I'm a Sparky. If you're an actual plumber and you don't own one of those, what the hell are you doing? Like, seriously, you're so old school. Just get on it. If a Sparky can buy one of those, then so can you. Okay, so just want to show you underneath here. So this is all the plumbing that we've already done. This runs down, and then we've got to do over here. That's where the radiator is for the other bathroom. So I'll be doing that on Monday. Chasing through, so they're all then in place, and the same as you've got down this end. So we've got one up here to do for this radiator and along here. So loads to do, but nearly finished. Okay, so I'm out of there. I think, fingers crossed, all the data's in. That's about 50 million data supplies. I think they're all in. We are all good to go on that side. So, like I said, it's been a bit of a random video, and I do really appreciate if you've got this far in the video. Just thought I'll make a quick one that's ended up being a massive one, but all to do with data, working for a spy, and yeah, it's been a long old day, and I'm glad that I managed to show you a little bit about what we do day to day. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. Just to let you guys know, there is a Mark II channel that is coming where we dive way more deeper into all of the construction side of things, and also it is going to be super interactive with you guys. But thank you very much for watching. Massively appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.